Very late in the morning, Jun-woo wakes up and finds a note from his family. They had to leave quickly but left him money for groceries. Instead of going to the store, Jun-woo decides to play video games online with his friends for his stream. Their fun is interrupted when a player tells him to check the news. When Jun-woo turns on the TV, the usual show is cut off by an emergency signal. A reporter announces the apocalypse. An emergency text appears on Jun-woo's phone. He looks out the window and sees zombies attacking people, causing panic everywhere. The streets are in chaos and cars crash into each other, causing explosions. A girl calls out for her mom, but when her mother finds her, the girl bites her. Jun-woo hears noises in the corridor, showing that chaos has reached his building too. When he opens the door, his neighbor Sang-chul rushes in, begging to stay because his zombified brother took over his apartment. Jun-woo tries to push him out, but Sang-chul fights back, blocking the door. In the end, Jun-woo lets him use the bathroom if he promises to leave afterward. Then, Jun-woo hears on TV that people are turning into zombies due to a fast-spreading infection. Symptoms include aggression, eye bleeding, and cannibalism. Jun-woo grabs a knife and points it at Sang-chul, noticing a scar on his hand. Sang-chul swears he's fine, but his eyes turn red and he starts shaking as his veins darken. Suddenly, he growls and jumps at Jun-woo, who manages to push him out and lock the door. Through the peephole, Jun-woo watches a large zombie attack Sang-chul and drag him away. Blood seeps under the door. Afterward, Jun-woo blocks the front door with his fridge. He tries calling his family, but the operator says he can't connect. Luckily, he gets a text from his mom saying they are safe but can't come home. She tells him to stay inside and survive. On TV, a reporter says people should have enough food and water for 60 days, making Jun-woo regret not going to the store. He rations his food and writes, "You must survive," on a post-it, placing it on a family picture. The next morning, a professor on TV explains that zombies come from a mutated virus that affects the brain. Jun-woo still can't make calls but sees many people on social media asking about their loved ones using the hashtag #JackAlive. Hoping for help, Jun-woo takes a picture of himself holding a sign with his address and posts it with the hashtag #I-must-survive. He also watches a video of a guy hanging outside a tall building trying to get a better signal. The video ends when the guy suddenly falls. The news reports that infected people show no symptoms for a few minutes before transforming. Jun-woo sends his drone to check other apartments and finds zombies in most of them. He accidentally calls his father, draining the battery, so the drone returns. He tries to distract himself with online games but the internet goes down. That evening, a car alarm wakes him up. Looking outside, he sees a cop shooting at her zombified fellow officers. She runs out of bullets while reloading and the zombies jump on her, biting her before dragging her away. Jun-woo tries yelling to distract them, but they go back to eating her. Suddenly, the big zombie from before starts banging on his door. It pushes the fridge aside and forces the door open. Jun-woo tries to push back but isn't strong enough, so he runs to the balcony and jumps over the railing. The zombie follows but falls over the edge and crashes to the ground. Jun-woo holds on safely. He sees the horde from before and notices that the cop has turned into a zombie. Back inside, he locks the door and realizes that the zombie destroyed most of his food. That night, he records a video about how scared he is. On day 7, Jun-woo drinks his dad's liquor and covers the windows with colored paper so zombies won't see him. The news explains that infection only spreads through blood contact, so people are safe as long as they avoid bites. Zombies have super strength, sharper senses, and some can even open doors or do old habits from when they were human. Jun-woo eats ramen, but realizes too late that it was his last meal. Frustrated, he knocks over his water bottle. He tries getting more from the tap, but discovers there is no running water. He ends up licking the few drops from the table. On day 10, he records another video, frustrated with the news telling people to stay home. He wants to leave, but zombies are outside. He remembers an emergency app with a radio but needs wired headphones. On day 15, he dances around to cope. Then he hears a noise and is shocked to see his family returning. This happy moment doesn't last. He realizes he's hallucinating and has a breakdown. He collapses, losing hope, until he gets a voice message from his mom. He tries listening to it using a selfie stick, just like the guy in the video, but there's static. The message ends with a zombie attacking his family, making him think they are dead. Jun-woo snaps and destroys his living room. Then he steps outside and kills a zombie with a golf club. As he yells for more, a whole horde hears him. He runs to the elevator, but more zombies come out. Panicked, he runs and hides. After they leave, he sneaks back inside. A blind zombie appears, so Jun-woo waits until it walks away before rushing in. He locks the door, but the noise attracts more zombies. On day 20, he sees explosions outside. His city is being bombed. Thinking it's over, he records a goodbye video. He prepares to end his life when a laser beam enters his room, pointing at the words, "Don't be a moron." Looking out, he sees Yoo-bin from another apartment. They agree to meet at 7. Yoo-bin is well prepared, with traps and supplies. The next morning, Jun-woo wakes up late, but Yoo-bin still greets him. They chat using gestures and phones. Yoo-bin hears a noise and kills a zombie caught in her trap. That night, it rains, so they collect water. Yubin notices an empty apartment on the 8th floor. The next morning, Yubin sees Junwoo is weak from hunger. She tries throwing a rope, but fails. Junwoo uses his drone to help. Yubin sends him food and a note saying, "Eat slowly." A zombie firefighter grabs the rope and starts climbing. Junwoo distracts him with bottles, then the drone. Yubin wakes up and cuts off the zombie's hand, making it fall. Junwoo realizes food is low. He sneaks out at night, finds his neighbor Sang-chul's apartment, and takes supplies. Inside, he finds a dead woman. Suddenly, Sang-chul's zombified brother attacks. Junwoo escapes using a metal bar and locks the door. He returns home, shares food with Yubin, and gives her a walkie-talkie. They talk and support each other. One day, Yubin knocks over a shelf, attracting zombies. Junwoo calls her neighbor's phone, making zombies move away. Since their apartments aren't safe, they plan to escape. Yubin jumps down using a rope. She fights zombies skillfully. Junwoo joins in with his golf club. They reach the new building and meet a masked man who saves them. The man shares food and reveals a rescue team is coming. But he drugged them. Yubin wakes up tied up with a zombie, his wife. The man wants to feed her. Junwoo wakes up, points a gun at him, but he lets his wife go. Yubin fights back. The man opens the door and Yubin pushes his wife onto him. The wife bites him. Yubin shoots them both. Zombies rush into the building. Yubin asks Junwoo to end things, but a rescue helicopter appears. They fight their way to the roof. Soldiers shoot the zombies, and Junwoo and Yubin escape in the helicopter. Junwoo's phone gets a signal again, and he learns his family is alive. Watching the city, he changes his hashtag from "I must survive" to "alive." Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for more videos. Thanks for watching.